Chris Milo, former Saskatchewan Roughrider kicker. I reached out to him after I saw this tweet, Chris, and I thought, wow, this is pretty impressive with the woes of the Saskatchewan Roughriders kicking. So you tweet out, and if people aren't watching the stream, so do I start getting the old leg warm again or what? And then hashtag Riders. Very nice to chat with you. Were you thinking about that tweet for a while, or was that kind of spontaneous?
Well, it was just kind of heat of the moment thing, and it is what it is. Having a little fun with it.
When's the last time you did kick a football?
Last week.
You're coaching. That's a good answer he gave you there, Barney.
Is that a good answer?
Yeah.
I should have said today, right?
Is there in all honesty, could you step into a game and boot a few?
Inside of 50, most likely.
And you know what?
We'll have to get Trevor to get me inside of the, get the ball inside the 50. Will be okay.
I mean, it just sort of flips to how far they're kicking the ball nowadays, Chris, in the NFL.
Yeah, it's
60's a piece of cake now. It's crazy what they're doing.
It's completely different from when it seems like 10 years ago when I was out there. But what they can do with the footballs nowadays is just something that we weren't necessarily able to do. Some teams did it, some teams didn't, and so it was. Now they can work them in so well that they're basically soccer balls, really. So. And the guys can kick it pretty far, so you got a good leg, got a good swing, and it'll fly. Look at Aubrey just smashing 64-yard field goals like it's nothing, So.
Yeah. And talking about the CFL rule changes, like how much easier, because the CFL has their own ball and they claim it's similar, but I don't really think it is. How much easier is it, Chris, to kick an NFL ball versus a CFL ball?
Yeah, I'd say the NFL ball is easier to kick than ours. There's a lot of different kind of aspects that goes into it. I'm not sure if it's still the same today, but I know there's 3 different types of leather that Wilson uses, and NFL obviously gets the top quality, and which is why their balls are a bit more browner than ours. And then you have the NCAA and us. The NCAA gets the second best, and then you have the U Sports and us that gets kind of whatever's left. But so that does affect obviously the how the ball flies, and it's crazy.
I had no idea on that. That is fun. We're getting the retreads.
No, I didn't know that either.
The factory seconds.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's changed, but back in the day, that's what it was. Yeah.
Wow.
When you sit and watch, and you got your rider tarp on there, and great, and you see the struggles. First off, with Brett this year, are you putting yourself in his shoes and just the pressure and I guess the mental gymnastics that go along with it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not an easy position. Everyone seems to think that it is because we only have that one thing to do. But technically, everybody has that one thing to do when you think about it. So, but it's not an easy position to play, and you go through ups and downs. And but he's had such a great career so far, and I felt like he just needs a bit of a reset. Not necessarily that he can't kick a ball anymore. I think he just needed a little bit of a. Take a step back, see what's up, and I know he just had a baby as well. Things in life change as well, so there are lots of things going on. But he definitely still has a great leg, and at the end of the day, it'd be nice to come out there just even to spend some time with him, just to see where he's at, between the years, and at the end of the day, that's really what it is, because he's made those big kicks for us and throughout his career. And we have 2 games left before the playoffs, and hopefully we get this bye after the Friday game. But we're gonna have to figure something out before the playoffs come around.
Now, when you take a look at golfers, Chris, I mean, you'll see golfers that'll struggle with their swing for a year, like guys that were winning constantly on the tour. Suddenly, they're struggling for quite a lengthy period of time, and then they come back. And I guess you could sort of argue that Chris has struggled all year. I mean, how
Brett.
is it just some little light bulb that goes over top of your head all of a sudden on some little minute detail on kicking, or how does that work out, do you think?
Yeah, I think, to be quite honest, it's really going back to the basics, just, go back to having fun again. When you're struggling, you kind of start thinking like, you know what, like, it becomes work, it becomes a stressful environment. Just go out and have fun again. We look at Tiger. Tiger changed his swing, a couple of times, and, when before he did it, looked like he was struggling, looked like it wasn't fun, it just didn't want to be there. I'm not saying that's what the case is with Brett. I'm just saying that might be one of the reasons, just enjoy it again, man. You're playing in front of the best fans in the league. You're getting paid to kick a ball. You have a great leg. You just had a newborn. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy all that stuff. Take in everything, and don't get too hard on yourself. And I know how it is out there. You guys want us to make every kick, and you want us to be at our best every single game, which is normal. That's what fans expect, and that's what you guys deserve out of us. But you know what? We're humans too, and I still feel like he can give us what we need throughout the playoffs, and I think that hopefully we can get this bye, and it'll do him some good. Have a couple of weeks and just take some time to reflect and get back to basics and have fun.
What would you say as a veteran, Grey Cup winner, played in Laval? What would you say to young Campbell Fair, who goes out there in Ottawa, misses 2 converts, one's totally hoselled, it seems? What would you say to him?
Man, just keep your head up. It's it happens. It happens to the best of us. Just keep going. You trust yourself, trust your swing, trust what got you there in the first place. It's 1 or 2 kicks are not going to define your career. So I missed my first 2. I've missed my first 2 field goals with Saskatchewan. So it didn't turn out so bad after that.
Now it's interesting because you played for several CFL teams, Chris, and I hear you're played at Laval in Quebec. You're coaching football. I assume you're still coaching. And yet I'm hearing you say the word "we" for the Roughriders. I find that interesting. So I'm assuming by you using the word "we" that playing for the Roughriders meant a lot to you.
Absolutely. For me, it was my second home. It was the team that took a chance on me, and it'll always be home for me, and it'll always be we when it comes to Saskatchewan. So again, I've been kind of joking around on Twitter, but if there is anything I can do to help the team out, if there's anything that they need from me, then they know how to reach me, and I'll be more than willing to come out there and if I can help Brett out, I gladly would.
What are you seeing from this team? Right, there's Don. We started the show with in Saskatchewan. It's never good enough. You always got people that want this. No. We got to fire this. We got to do this. But what are you seeing from this team with a chance to clinch and host a West Final on Friday?
Unity. Togetherness, sense of I'm playing for the guy next to me, which is what you want out of a football team. Guys who believe in each other and believe in also the coaching staff and everybody around them, which is basically what you need to be successful in this league. I think you guys know it just as well as I, and it has that 2013 feel to it. I don't want to say it, but I guess I kind of have to, but because it does feel that way, and hopefully they can pull it off.
Okay, I gotta ask you. Let's go to what kick do you relive in your mind? Maybe it was a good one, maybe it was a bad one that you love or maybe don't love reliving.
I would say the 45-yarder versus BC and -40. I think that was the one, the West semifinal. I'll always remember that one.
What is it like to kick a football that rock hard and cold, Chris?
And third grade leather, apparently.
It's like cement. It's like kicking a brick. I was just kind of hoping it got there.
Wow.
Take us through when you tied the record for longest punt ever kicked in professional football, 108 yards.
Yeah, that was kind of Dickie was we were on the left hash. Dickie kind of said, let's go cross field and try to try to put it over his head cross field. And I'm just kind of thinking, I'm a rookie. We're going cross field into a breeze. Like, I don't know what's going on. We're backed up deep. I'm like, listen, you feel like that's what you want me to do? That's what I'll do. And I believe it was Thigpen that was back there for Hamilton. And you know, he's not someone that you just want to line drive a ball to, right? Because he'll just bring it back the other way. And so I kind of saw him cheating a little bit. And I said, you know what, if I can just get it over his head, then maybe I got a chance here, and maybe we can get something good out of it. And sure enough, it did go over his head, and I guess it kept on going. Legend has it, it's still rolling. So
it's down by Elphinstone. Are you coming to town? You said you were trying to plan to come to a game.
I've been trying. I'm trying to get my sister to fly me out there. She's a flight attendant for Air Canada, so I'm trying to get her to fly me out there. I'm doing my best because when we were out there a couple of years ago, it wasn't the best situation, I guess, for our guys. But now it'd be nice to catch a game in front of a full stadium.
Yeah,
I think you'd look really good, Chris. Hopefully in the Players Alumni Lounge, which is very nice for the Western Final. You'd fit right in there.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be great. I'm doing my best. I'll try to get out there. If it's not this week, then if it's for the West Final, I'll try my best to get out there for sure.
Right on, Chris. Thanks for taking some time today and enlightening us. Really appreciate it. Let's catch up again.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me. Take care, guys.